Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top left side as the blue roost, we have VortiX. Spawn on bottom right side as the red Chinese, we have 1puppypaw. And since we do have a roost player out on the field, let's go and switch out of caster mode so we can see the bounties. Looks like red does find some immediate deer there. Blue does find himself a exotic doggo. Eve has put down the exotic doggo. And now these deer are spotted on the high ground. It'd be hard to defeat them when they're on the high ground like that. Up here we do have the deer being picked on off by blue now. Got this deer still up here able to be claimed. And both sides now are going to be hunting down those wolves. Well, I suppose blue still needs to find... Oh, does find a wolf. Still needs to find the deer up high. Blue does find a good number of sheeple. Of course, got the Inquisitor, not Inquisitor, official claiming some tax revenue. Blue does find himself another wolf up there, as another wolf right here, and he has moved over here. He will find a wolf here. He may find a deer with that pass. Well, he should be able to spot it. Will he actually recognize he's spotted? That's another matter. It looks like Blue has deployed out 3 of these scouts. And now I do have the Bardican of the Sun being pulled out on the front line to claim this deer. Blue will find the deer now, and he will get up to his tier 2 trade value, but nothing too much past it. So let's switch back over to caster mode now. Of course, we've got the Kremlin being pulled on the field. Bardican Sun is almost completed. Let's find this exotic doggy. And let's take out that dog now. Bardican Sun has been deployed and out. The Kremlin's almost complete as well. Now let's go try to throw soldiers onto this village. It will take a bit of time to take it out. And now we've got the Imperial Academy also being deployed out as well. You have the scout move around, trying to scout around. Up here, red has... Did only red go for 1 scout in total? If he did, that'd be actually pretty good, because he did kill off his 2 groups of deer. And you only, if you can kill off the groups of deer with 1 scout, that's pretty good to help you save a bit of food there. You now have another barracks, or a barracks being pulled on out, trying to pull out some spearmen now, trying to deal with these scouts, and the chance of him finding early nights is very likely as well. You now have some militia being assembled this way forward now. You have, of course, the hardened spearman upgrade as well. Up here, we got the boar. He was pursuing these scouts. Looks like I think red may have aggravated it. Maybe blue aggravated to engage that spearman. Now this spearman's trying to get some good hits there on this scout. Over here, we got the militia advancing forward. Make some damage here. Of course, we got the hand cannon shot there, taking out one of those militia. And over here, you got this one of the scouts going down to a spearman. Minor loss. You got some spearmen over here. Of course, with the townsman nearby, he will not be able to pursue these villagers. Now do got a town center, additional town center being pulled out by red. Scout over here, finding some good scouting. Early night now being deployed out on the field. And do have red pushing way forward, maybe trying to claim the stone, or it looks like just trying to claim the berries. Do of course have these spearmen in the region. That's finding a good hit there on the scout. Down here, blue scouts in the region. Now this deer being claimed, he could get a... Honestly, I'm sort of surprised he went to the middle over here and not pull out the middle over here and start claiming up this deer. Deer do harvest at a faster rate. Up here, we got the villagers advance forward. I think they're eyeing another town center somewhere in this region. Red does have another now outpost split on the field, but it does have a very large number of villagers in this region. Looks like blue does find a boar. Looks like that's what blue's going for. Not for another town center, but it's going for a boar. Does take out that boar now with the villagers. And the knight did sustain some hits there. Going for a hunting cabin now. Not close enough to this forest to get some extra gold generation. The scout now receiving some fire from these archers. Does spot the archers, of course. And you got a good number of archers and the early knights. And a scout. Early knights, about 6 archers. You now have another early knight down here, but is receiving hand cannoneer fire from the town center. Up here, the scout is receiving a bit of fire from blue's forces, able to provide a good distraction. You also have a wooden fortress being put as well. There are 8 villagers there, so be able to get some good amount of food from that boar. Blue's early knight now advances forward. There's a hand cannoneer slit there, and does find some good stabs there, taking out that knight. Looks like Red's scout does go down up north. We've got 2 of Red's horsemen now advancing on forward. Blue does have a knight and scout in this region. And blue does have a significant force of archers here. Red could go for some Zunch news to provide some good damage with those lightly armored targets. Horsemen now starting to back on off from these early knights. The early knights is being around, just being aggressively defensive, I believe. Blue's not eyeing to be aggressive whatsoever, so let's go and fast forward a little bit since both sides are just macroing up. Red's now going for a mill here now. As well as got some lumber being claimed. Blue's now advancing forward with a pretty sizable army of these early knights and archers. And we'll find the Imperial official there, but the Imperial official does get inside in time. He starts firing arrow himself. We got a good number of archers here, as well as some Zunch news. Or spearmen and Zunch news. Big wave of militia now advancing forward, which will able to spot for the archers, getting some good hits there. But the Zunch news finds some good volleys there. Spearmen now advancing forward. There's a handful of horsemen for a front line as well. And this militia is still up and going, stabbing some of these horses. And those militia does go down. Early Knight does see some hand cannoneer fire. The outpost still has plenty of health, but it's a little bit wounded. Now it's trying to claim up the rest of these berries. The berries are basically gone. There's about 100 berries left there. And now you have these early knights advance forward with the archers. Trying to find these villagers. There's a good number of Zinch news. And now it's going to be torching down the rest of this outpost. Outposts and mills no longer really needed. There's around 83 food left from those berries, so it's nothing important. Blue has still a significant army here, and the early knights still pose a massive threat to Red's force. Red's horsemen tried to advance them forward, but the villagers were pretty much under town center protection. Now do got the pierce armor research for red. Horsemen still being pursued by these early knights. Over here, do got another squad of early knights here. Do not have a high trade house being plotted there. Will provide some good food and gold income. Red may need more than just one outpost up here. Over here, we got these archers advancing forward, trying to hit these villagers. So let's get some good hits there. Got some Zinch in the mix as well. Getting some good volleys there, even hitting Blue Scout. Red villagers now getting hit significantly. Does have a good number of defensive spearmen here. Red does have also a slight advantage when it comes to villagers. These forces are starting to advance on forward, trying to get in good engagement. And Blue does find this wolf here, which does give him an extra trade bounty. Though, given enough time, he will collect enough deer. He may want to get these villagers collecting enough of that deer. Got a very large force of archers here. But we've got a very, very large force of Zinch here. He needs to get up to Castle Age in order to get out crossbowmen and help deal with those archers a bit better. Astronomical clock tower has now been deployed on, is being deployed on out. Arctic and the Sun does find a hit there. These folks are trying to back off from this region. And it looks like all those horsemen do go down. Big wave of archers here. No hand cannoneer split here. Villager gets annihilated. We got a good number of citizens here, so perhaps we can garrison 25 villagers to get some arrows firing, or the Zinch news. Spearmen need to start advancing forward to engage these early knights. Let's fire a volley there on the early knights, and now the spearmen are getting some hits there on the early knights. Now we do have the veteran archer upgrade. Zinch news, of course, are not veteran just yet. Early knights are advancing forward, getting some great damage there. Archers now trying to get in the mix of the Zinch news. The Zinch news will do some great damage there, but it looks like they're overkilling a lot of stuff. Clock tower and SFBs fires a close range volley there, but largely hit the early knights, not the archers. Trying some volleys there. Red will pull it out in the end. And now do got the veteran Zinch new upgrade. They're going to do 6 damage per arrow times 3. The archers currently do have 2 pierce armor, so they'll do those Zinch news will do 12 damage per volley each. Pierce damage now being researched by Blue. Villagers are also pulling some walls on the high ground, apparently. Even though there's nothing left there. I'm not sure why he did put walls there. And let's go ahead and deploy out that mining camp. Trying to collect up the stone now. Now a monster is being built as well. We've got a good number of early knights and archers here, but there's still a significant number of Zinch news here. Only a handful of spearmen, and actually now there's 10 crossbowmen in the mix as well. So should be able to put some holes in these knights now. Clocktower and SB does get some damage there. Militia advancing forward, that's not a huge concern. Over here, militia still advancing forward. They have 26 left until expired. They shouldn't get much work done. And now this outpost is being upgraded with a spring guard emplacement and a fortified outpost upgrade. Trying to make sure he claims this wood here. Over here, this wood is not being claimed. Got this monk here, but the monk can easily get overwhelmed by these early knights. Or they're right now knights, aren't they? No early knights. It's a cross one, because you get a good volley there, and then you get back in the town center to avoid any additional damage. His crossbowman will go down. You got a spearman in the mix as well. Now Blues are playing out a pretty good wave of archers, now mixing some crossbowmen into the mix as well. That monk will go down as well. He does spot this large force here. Blue's going to build his keep right there. Red's going for his own defensive keep, which does have 3 hand cannoneers slits. Does garrison some villagers aside. And does decide to rebuild his keep over in there. Of course, now got 2 clock tower in speed, provide some good fire support. These knights are still being dancing around. Gets a good volley there onto those knights. And that veteran horseman will go down the spring golden placement. And actually the keep did throw another volley there, getting a lot of overkill. These forces being streamed at one at a time, getting annihilated. Up north, we do now have these large number of horsemen as well as archers in the region. Zinch News can do some good damage there, but horsemen do have inherent pierce armor. And it looks like these crossbow and Zinch News will get overwhelmed. That's got the warrior monk there. It looks like these early horsemen are receiving some fire from the Bardic and the Sun. You could perhaps throw an arrow or 2 into the boar to get it aggroed. Do got another outpost employed on the field, trying to get a good safe spot for these villagers. And there's actually a lot of villagers in this region, 62. And this outpost was never completed. These villagers, there's not going to be enough room for these villagers and even get all those outposts completed. Villagers are trying to run away the best they can, but there's simply not enough room for all of them. Horsemen are trying to overrun these forces now. There's a lot of fire coming out onto various directions there. Going for boiling oil now. Our power of the speeds has gone down. Oh, and now there is a trebuchet deployed on the field. A clockwork counterweight trebuchet. This outpost now is seeing massive amounts of fire. These horsemen started getting whittled down from the town center fire. He's forced back on off from the town center fire. Large number of Red's workers are idled inside those town centers. They've been tasked back to work now, so it's trying to keep them idle. Bardic Sun has been garrisoned, could go from a spring golden placement as well. Red's now advancing forward, trying to claim some of the berries. Trebuchet now engaging Blue's Keep. Blue's Keep is unupgraded so far and no boiling oil research. All these horsemen are quite wounded. What does Red have for our defensive army? He has 5 military moments, going for a whole bunch of palace guards. Red's not going to be back into the garrisons. He's going for the spring golden placement now. One of the villagers did go down right there. Imperial official will be killed off as well. now got these palace guards advancing forward, but there is a large number of crossbowmen here, 18, so he needs a lot more palace guards. Arctic and Sun's about ready to go down. Does have 2 clock tower SBs, fires a volley there, gets some great damage onto those horsemen. Palace guards should be able to keep them nice and safe. And these villages will be cleaned on up. Trebuchet still getting some rounds onto the keep there, now being upgraded boiling oil. He needs more defense force here. Palace guards now charging forward, trying to hold the line. SFBs could pass get a volley there. Looks like the SFBs are going to focus down first. Gets a pretty good volley there. And now I got these horsemen instant down there onto the SFBs. Trying to clear it off with SFBs in combat. Those lose that SFB there. Does fire a good volley there onto those horsemen, taking them all out. High armor now being researched, or being built. Keep now being repaired. Trebuchet is still firing away. These horsemen will find some of these villagers a little bit exposed. Sorry, I had to check one thing. Horsemen now advancing down forward. These horsemen receive quite a bit of damage right now. And things that keep having extra hand cannoneers so they're able to get ripped apart, no problem. Palace guards, the horseman does take them out there. And these villagers will be found and will be killed on off. High armory has now been completed. Able to get some extra technologies, giving a point potential spring guard range, more ram damage, faster and setup and tear down time, as well as increased bombard damage. Palace guards do find some hits there. Try to go for a conversion. I don't think he's able to get the conversion off, and Blue now has all sacred sites. Blue's now advancing forward on hitting this fortified keep here. Or fortified outpost. Palace guards being streamed on in to protect this region. And these palace guards are ripping apart the horsemen, no problem. They now have a keep being put out right there, trying to invest some stone to get some stone. I got multiple clock towers being put on out. What's it going for? Additional spring gold upgrades. Not the high armory upgrades just yet. I think the base spring gold upgrade increased like the range like 2 or 3 tiles. Now I do have the bombard firing away. Yeah, I do have a good number of palace guards here, because there's a large number of crossbowmen as well. Horsemen are advancing forward, palace guards are engaging them. Clock tower and SBs does find a decent volley there. These start hitting these archers with the clock tower. Taking some damage there. Palace guards now stringing on forward, trying to overrun the infantry. And the clock tower and SB does go down through the spring gold. And looks like red does back of the game now. This is Adam Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.